Good Friday evening, everybody. How you doing? And you know what I always just figured out is, when we first get this thing fired up live and all that, there's nobody watching. So
why?
it's just like I give this intro and all that stuff,
And the
it's just
weather
like,
report.
there's nobody watching. But I do see our guest in the green room here, so we'll be getting to her shortly as I'm getting ready to shoot some of these out towards our other family members to share. Give me 1 second. And besides that, right before going on live, I decided to change the camera angles, change the cameras, literally like a minute before going live. So doesn't everybody do that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what everybody does, right? Right before going live.
It's called being prepared.
But anyways, since our special guest is here, let's fire this sucker up. I'm Andy Vitale, host of My Fight Our War, and my back's freaking killing me. So let's bring on OG.
Hey.
Hey, wait a minute.
And I didn't hurt his back.
Look at this. Well, hold on.
Oh, yeah. You got to move. Oh, look at
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
you. Change the camera angle a lot. There's.
Man.
Oh, you might almost want him on the other side of you. No, forget it.
All right. There we go. Hold on. We'll get this right yet.
Don't. It'll get back. You're going to slide down under the table. No, not a good look.
I'm Andy Vitale, host of My Fight Our War, and my guest is Groot. All right. Let's get this thing going here. Enough of the shenanigans. They're not here yet, so we're going to get our shenanigators coming on. But before that, let's get our very special guest, Phyllis.
Falling apart here.
She's watching us. She's like, you know what?
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just leave.
Phyllis, have you changed your mind?
No.
You're like, you know what? I really don't think I feel like going on.
You two are uncontrolled.
Oh, how are you?
I literally just walked through the door.
Okay.
Literally. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Maybe why don't you put me in the green room while I mess around.
Yeah, things are going to be falling. There. Oh, wait a minute.
Wrong one.
Man, this has been a day.
Evidently.
Oh, but anyways, Phyllis, thanks for popping on with us again.
Oh,
man.
you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, are you from Athens or Alabama?
No, I'm originally from San Francisco, California.
But where you're staying now, though, in Alabama?
Oh no, actually, I'm in Hartselle, Alabama, which is about maybe 45 minutes from Lori.
Okay,
So,
yeah, because every time anyone comes on from the rally and all that, I always say from Athens. That's because we all met. So
yeah, exactly.
And not only that, I decided to make up my own name for Alabama. Instead of Athens, Alabama, it's Athabama.
Alabama.
Athabama. But anyways, welcome to My Fight Our War Friday night special edition. So, what is new with Phyllis? What's been going on?
You've had a week. You haven't said anything, but you've had a week, right?
Oh gosh, yeah. Grief is just, I don't know how to explain it other than sometimes it just comes in tidal waves or tsunamis, and my emotions are just everywhere, and that's really when my character defects come out. When I'm in the middle of this tsunami of grief, man, my character defects are glaring, and my spiritual fit condition isn't quite there, So, but I'm learning to get better at it. I had a pretty bad morning and I just kept pushing through and kept pushing through and kept pushing through. I didn't stay at home this time and cry all day and in a fetal position. And, I didn't want to do that. As much as it hurt, I just kept praying and getting through it. It's not easy. And I know I'm not the only person. There's a billion people that have lost their son, but this was my son.
Oh, exactly.
My
it's
baby.
Personal. It's personal. And everyone. There's no one way or right way or wrong way to grieve when it
Correct.
comes to that. And it's,
Mm-mm.
I've lost so many people, along with people close to me have lost so many people. And my brother Rick pretty much summed it up. And not only that, but my mom and our priest, when we lost my dad, someone told my mom, as time goes by, you'll get over it. Actually said that you'll get over it. And we started trying to punch him in the face. I was just like, how can you say that to anybody? And our priest was just amazing. He goes, you never get over it, you go through it.
Yes.
And
Seriously, dude.
that's, hey, there you go.
Oh my God. This cat,
Wow.
he is huge.
Look at the size of that animal.
I
Susie.
know. He has been raised on wet food all of his life. And I tried the dry food. I tried the expensive dry food. He ain't having it.
Oh,
He's
I'm
like,
telling you,
I want my meat and potatoes.
Susie, he's making you look slim.
Oh,
And that's
my
hard to
son-in-law
do.
goes, he can't even believe he fits through the front door. I said, yes, he does. In fact, you know what? You haven't gone outside today. Come on, buddy. Come outside. Sure. Come on. Come on. You want to go outside for a little bit? Come on. Come play at the
Christy's
front.
in the house. How you doing, Christy? Thank you for popping on with us.
Yeah.
Christy said, I went to church in Hartselle when I was in rehab.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Which Christy is that?
That's what she.
Christy stuff.
Christy Stuss said she went to that church when
Oh,
in
she's in
rehab.
rehab.
So there you go. And then also dealing with feelings is always something I have a hard time dealing with. I just read my devotional books and it helps. Yeah,
okay.
just like we were saying, Phyllis, how, I mean, and another thing, just hearing someone say, as time goes by, you'll get, I mean, maybe they just chose their words wrong. I mean, sometimes
Right.
people mean well, they do. And sometimes you just don't know what to say. And at that point, say nothing is the best course. But you know what, I know we've talked a few times and you were talking about just that, about the grieving and how in the past it was just don't do anything, which, as we all know, is the worst. But,
Right.
So what have you noticed about yourself? What have you been doing to change that?
Well, I changed. I won't say I changed churches. I found a church called Connect Church, and they deal with everything. I mean, depression, guilt, anger, grief, alcoholism, everything, pornography. And I really connected with this church. Some people, they get their recovery in AA, or they get their recovery in NA, or they get their recovery in church. I don't care where they get it. I just want them to get it. I want them to stay clean and sober. I have been in AA since I was 12 years old. So, that's just me. So I go to meetings, and then I found this Connect Church, and I started doing the 12 steps through, it's called Celebrate Recovery. And I think you guys have probably heard of it a few times, and I don't know, it just clicked with me, and after we're almost done. And then at the end of the book, I'm like, you know what? This is AA, man. These 12 steps are AA. And they're like, smacked my head. They said, Phyllis, an alcoholic wrote it. I'm like, okay, well, sometimes slowly, sometimes, fast, but I get it, So that's what's really been helping me. And I wish people out there would just try to come to Connect Church, try Celebrate Recovery, because not everyone gets it in AA. Not everyone gets it in NA. You just get it where you get it,
Right.
and I needed more. I needed more than just, I needed to connect somewhere.
Yeah.
With this grief with my son. And it was like, wow, this is really good for me. I did start going back to some grief counseling, because I think that's helping too. I've got on some more medication. And that's not going to be fatal, final, and forever. It's just kind of, to help me right now.
Mhm.
It's still fresh. Next month, I'm picking up 14 years. And the day I pick it up,
Wow.
it'll be 18 months.
Yeah.
Just keeping his kids in my life has helped a lot. I'm sending his daughter money when I can for college, because she's a struggling college kid, and she's
Sure.
doing real well. And, I send Braylon money when I can. And I have Alex over. It's getting more manageable. It's getting more softer. It's never going to get easier. I'm gonna hurt for the rest
Well,
of my
sure.
life. The rest of my life.
Yeah,
You know,
like
but I don't want anyone else to be another Trey. I don't want anyone else out there thinking that there's no way out. But, you know, there was a time, I think I haven't talked to you guys about this, but there was a time maybe 6 weeks ago, I was this close to ending it. I planned it. I planned it. I said, I cannot do this anymore. I don't want to wake up another day hurting over Trey. I just don't want to do it anymore.
But he's there with you with their kids. He's in his kids.
Right. You
You
know,
gotta
and
be there for them.
God somehow talked me down, you know, and I knew that wasn't the answer. But I think he also showed me how much emotional pain that my son was in. So I can understand why Trey kept taking all these drugs just because he didn't want to feel the pain.
oh
You know, he
man,
just did not want to see any way out, you know?
you know, yeah, Phyllis, what you just said about the pain, unless you're that person in active addiction or someone like you who's a loved one of someone, you don't understand the power that the grip it has over you. And my
No.
brother Rick, who I told his son OD'd, and I'll never forget when Rick, he's the one that said, you don't get over it, you go through it and all that too as well. He said one night, Kevin was in the living room actually asking his dad, begging his dad, please take me down there just so I can get some, so I can make it just through the night, a couple hours, just. And Rick's looking at me, goes, it's the first time he ever did that, but he's like, here we've done everything under the sun trying to help get him off drugs and different rehabs, and now here's my son asking me to take him downtown to the trap house to get drugs for him. And Rick was like, are you nuts? Are you out of your mind? Was getting very upset. And all of a sudden, Kevin just started bawling his eyes out. And he goes, Dad, this is not me. He goes, I hate this. He goes, I don't want to be like this. He goes, that's when he saw the grip that's addiction. That's when he saw how powerful it was that his son asked him to go get it for him. And that pain that you were just describing, and for you're doing a lot, not only for yourself though, as far as coping, you're doing a lot for others as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm still heavily involved with Sisters United, all the girls that you met. And I went back to teaching classes. I got recertified and I'm teaching boundaries because hell, I have none. And anger management, I'm pissed off every day. And parenting, I'm a grandmother, so this is just free therapy for me, right?
Yeah.
So.
And Phyllis, to go back to what you said, believe me, I didn't just skate over what you just told us. No one, I will never sit here and tell someone what to do because I don't have that right, after all I've done. What I'll do is give you opinions of things that have helped me and
absolutely.
others. But, we always say, reach out. And there's a reason I'm still here and you're still here. And after what we've gone through, it's broken record, but we are so glad that you made the right decision and you are here talking to us tonight.
Yep.
And deep down, no one has to tell you, the reasons not to and all that with your grandkids and all that. But we love you a lot, and it goes without saying, just reach out, just like you just said, just reach out. And I think hearing it from you, what you just said too about all these different courses that you're helping with. Who better to teach them than someone who's going
he has
through
a sense of humor. He has a sense of
Yeah.
humor is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Anger
like,
management. I stayed pissed off. I was pissed off yesterday. I was so mad. And what good did it do me? Because I'm not going to the celebration because I don't agree with this crap. And all I did was hurt myself. All I did
Exactly.
was hurt myself. I missed a
Yeah.
really good speaker. And, I was being the German, Irish, redheaded, well, gray now, but,
Yeah.
like, screw you, I'll show you. And it didn't show them nothing,
Yes. You're so right about that. And just like with me and other people that we've helped and tried to help me, did you ever, like one thing I've noticed now in recovery is when you're not the person, but you're a family and friend trying to help that person, all of the people trying to help end up arguing and fighting amongst themselves. You're doing this wrong. You should have said this. Well, you should have said that. What'd you do? What? And everyone's fighting and upset except for the person in addiction who's out getting fucked up, out getting high, out getting drunk. They're the only ones, the family and friends. And I was thinking about that because we were all talking about this one night. And I'm like, man, you're right. Because we were talking about somebody and we were all getting mad at each other. And I go, wait a minute. The only person not getting upset is that person. So like you just said, here you are. I'll show them, and here you missed out on something.
Yeah.
So,
and it was carried on over to the next day because see, one of my character defects is I dwell. If you piss me off, I'm gonna dwell on that crap for a day or two until I finish getting it out of my system. And once again, my sponsor she said, well, Phil, you're still talking about it. This was yesterday. Well, I'm still pissed. And I still want my point. My point matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yep. It's like that thing, how it's, is this something that I can change? I remember my dad too. He'd say that one time to me. He goes, is this something that you can change? No. Then why are you right now? You're putting all this energy. You just said you can't change it. And then I was like, oh, can you be wrong once? Yeah. But it was just like you said, though, but it's like, and then what I really hate is, how many other people are worse off than you? And it's like, I know that. And it's true, but it doesn't make our problems any less. It doesn't make your grief or your anger any less. Someone, like in your instance, there's people who have lost multiple family members. Okay, that's terrible, but it doesn't make Phyllis's issue any less. Your pain is just as valid as everyone else's.
Right.
But I just love how anger management. Gotcha. You want some lessons?
That one's next.
Oh, no. How to help? We're going to help prevent this and work through it. Oh, okay. Well, either way, Phyllis has got you covered.
Trey used to talk me down though. Trey would always talk sense into me, and I don't, and just talk sense into me. And it seems like, when he came to me in my dream, my mom, she's such black belt Al-Anon, she would just like say, that was just a dream. Nobody comes to you in your dreams and, whatever. But, he spoke to me, and I felt it was so surreal with him hugging me and talking to me and kissed me on the side of the head. He's like, Mom, I just need you to be okay because I'm okay.
Was this recently, Phyllis?
Yes. It was the day after his birthday. Was it the day after his birthday or the day, I don't know, a couple of days after that. And he just wanted me to be okay. And ever since then, so when I want to talk to him, I can feel his presence. It took him 16 months to come see me, but I've been having a lot of people tell me it's because of their energy, and it takes a lot of energy. I don't care what it was. I'm just glad that he came. And I didn't want to wake up, and I knew it was a dream, but I didn't want to wake up. I'm like, no, I don't want to wake up. It's
Is that the first time that's ever happened to you?
Yes, it's the first dream I've ever had of him since he passed away. And now I'm like, please just come to my dreams every night, but it doesn't work that way.
Have you ever had anything with other people in your life in the past? Any family, friends that you've lost ever come to you in a dream at all before? Because I know I've had my grandma, I've had my Jerry. I have had others, more than one, and it was unless you've had it happen to you, it's the weirdest feeling, man.
Right.
Like with my brother Jerry, I remember turning around thinking, "What? You're dead? What are you doing here?" Then remembering, like it's a dream, but I'm talking in the dream, and I remember, like it sounds corny, but it was like this white, very dull, like white light. And he was just, it wasn't like, oh my God, it was soothing to look at him.
See,
And
I can relate to that because it was Trey was like just like a soft spoken spiritual an entity, like, but I saw his face,
yeah,
and and now I can feel his presence, when he comes to me when he knows, he's like, oh my God, she's at it again. So he comes to me, it's like, Mom, we ain't having that, you know, that's one thing, that my sister Jody, I love her so much. And when Trey passed away, she was there like within 48 hours after Trey died to help me because she knew that if she didn't come there, I don't know what would have happened at a funeral. My mind wasn't right. I was in shock. I wanted to blame Melissa. I wanted to blame somebody other than Trey. So I'm glad that she came because I don't know what would have happened. And all that is such a, I don't know, it's a fog to me. I remember bits and pieces of it, but not a lot. I do remember being there by myself, looking at his casket, looking him in that casket, and I heard him say, Mom, my hair for FUCK, fuck's sake, his hair was parted on the side.
she's,
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, oh shit, and I could just see Trey like, oh my God, do something with the hair. And Melissa's like, I really should have put a hat on him. I'm like, hey, you did the best you can, but I know he wasn't happy with the hair because he was so bougie about his hair. He would go to what are the Caribbean guys or the Dominican guys that do the barbers, they're very high class. And Trey would take him and his son there. So his hair parted on the side. I'm like, oh my God, what is
like,
this?
of all the things,
There you go.
the hair.
Things that I just, that I noticed. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, that is, yeah, he's definitely got your sense of humor and you have his, that's,
Yeah.
oh
Like,
man.
his birth, I always say, I really believe this in my heart. The second year to me has been harder. I think it's because I've come out of that fog now that my son's passed, like on his birthday, I was okay. I fixed his hot spaghetti sauce and the way he liked it. And the next day is when it hit me. It hit me like a tsunami. And I cried all day. I was hurting physically. I was in a fetal position. I was screaming. I just wanted him back so badly. And then I had a friend praying for me, and I think she must have been praying for 30 minutes or something. I don't remember, but I felt better. But the second year, I definitely can agree that it's worse. It's just worse because you're coming out of that fog. You're coming out of that, that my child's gone, and he's not coming back, and it's something that I had to come to grips with. I'm doing a lot better with not feeling so guilty, not feeling remorseful, because there was nothing I could have done for my child, for my son. Nothing. I don't care if I had $500,000 and I sent him to a $150,000 resort to get help. Trey had to ultimately make that decision that he was going to quit doing it. I could not do that for him. And that's been the hardest thing as a mother to get over. And this is why I'm in counseling, because I was his mom. His mom was supposed to fix everything, right?
Yeah, Mama Bear, and that just, I don't have any kids, but I'm still human, and
Yeah.
losing people, I can't even imagine. But I don't know if it's the shock at how. I mean, there's no time frame on this. It's not like at the first week you do this, at the first month, the first year. I mean, there is none. You throw that out the window.
Yeah.
So, like for you to say that this is a learning experience for me, everything that you say and all these guests say on the show, it's like me being in school, learning and learning.
Right.
And, for you, because there you go. People think as the years pass, you go through different stages, but they probably didn't expect to hear it's getting worse. Because I keep going back to my brother Rick and Nancy with their son Kevin, and I can't remember how many years. It's been quite a while right now, and you would think it was yesterday, and it's. I don't want to say the wrong amount of years.
I can relate to that. My cousin, she's been a really, she lost her son to addiction, but her baby was 17, I think, and died in her arms.
Oh.
So I can't, but she is so strong in her faith, and she always sends me songs, listen to me, and she says that what I'm going through is perfectly normal. And here it is, he's almost been dead as long as he's been alive, and she still has days where it hits her so hard, it was like it happened yesterday.
Yeah, it's just, and that's why having you sharing helps so many people. And speaking of sharing and helping people, I've got someone here for you to see.
Hi, that's my girl.
There you go, Melissa.
Yeah, that's my girl. She
goes, hey,
she's
everyone,
come
that's
so
my
far
sponsor.
away. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's come so. I mean, she's amazing. She has just grown so much from when I first met her. When I first met her, it's been almost 2 years now. She had it all figured out.
Okay.
She'd been drinking for years, and she had it all figured out. And and I'm like, okay, Melissa.
So, yeah, I got this, huh?
Hey, I got this. And she's amazing. She's
How
doing
long's
really
it been?
good.
2 years?
Yeah, it's been about a year and I don't know, Melissa, it's been what, a year and a half, almost 2 years now that I've been sponsoring her, and she's just doing well. She's the house manager now, and she's on staff at Sisters United. And what a gift, for those girls to have her. What a gift.
And it stems back with people sponsored, just like yourself. I mean, sharing. I've said it many times for people who are in recovery, such as ourselves, that no one would blame you after all you've gone through an active recovery and then got, what happened with your son and all that. And no one would blame you if you just focus 100% on Phyllis to be the best you could be and to help take care of the kids. No one would blame you for doing that. But no, man, that's not what happens. Melissa, B, everybody, Lori's on here now. Everyone reaches out to help others, and it's just, and you said something else earlier. It's because we know that terrible feeling of loss and anger of addiction, and we don't want others to feel it. And so that's, let's see. Lori says, hey, Melissa, Phyllis, Manny, and OG from Lori, who is in Athens, Alabama. But, Melissa said 1.5 years.
1.5 years. Yeah. So I've been about a year and a half, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Lori's incredible too. I love Lori. I want to hit the streets when she goes back up to Tennessee and feed the homeless and talk to those people, because there is a way out of addiction. Some people think there's just no way out, but there is. There is a way out. I promise you there is. Some days are better than others. It's not that I haven't thought about it. I've thought about it a million times. But what good? It's never going to bring Trey back. There's not enough drugs out there or alcohol that's going to bring Trey back. If I thought for 1 second it would have, I'd be out there, balls to the wall, but it's not going to bring him back. I made a promise to him, and I'm keeping that promise,
That's awesome, man, because that's what I do when I talk about, I've been talking a lot about for some reason, Kevin. That happens sometimes doing shows. Like Kevin will be on my mind, or Jerry will be on my mind, or different people I've lost will be on my, and out of the blue, just like, will come to me. But it's like, for me, sometimes it's survivor's remorse. It's like, why, why am I still here? Jerry was such a good person, man. Kevin, all of them are such good people. And I've done some very terrible things in my life. And, going through what I've done, being shot, stabbed, sepsis, all these different things to still be here. And yet Jerry, I'll never forget, Jerry died right in my arms. I climbed into bed with him at the hospital. And I looked at my friends all around the bed, and he complete organ failure, pancreas, kidneys, liver, just like me. And yet he died right there. And I looked at my friends and I said, what a terrible way to die. Fast forward about 15 years later, there's me laying in the bed.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing, like same thing. So you get that survivor's, remorse and guilt.
Yeah. I have a good friend in the program right now, Roger, and I know he won't mind me talking about it. Him and I have got a very similar story, and he picked up, I don't know what it picked up 5 years last night, I think, but it took him multiple years to get those 5 years, right? And I'm like, it's the same thing with me. I was out in recovery. I was out in addiction for 40 something years until I picked up the 14 years that I'm going to get next month. But, none of that matters because I kept coming back, and I kept coming back, and I kept coming back. Him and his brother used drugs IV, and he gave his brother that shot, and it killed him. But he's got to let that go, because if he didn't get it from Roger, he would have gotten it from somebody else.
Exactly.
And that's just facts. That's just facts.
Just like you said too, as far as heart on you, and I'm sure this is for any parent, especially mothers. You're supposed to be the one taking care of, your children and all that. And you made a very good point. You could have given all the money, 10 times over, and it wouldn't have made a difference. You could have gone to 10 more meetings, 100 more meetings. You could have done. And that, like, you nailed it. It wouldn't have mattered.
And I had to let that go, because I did put him in rehab after rehab after rehab after rehab. And it's like I've said it a million times, I would have been 80 on a walker, walking him up to rehab. And that's what Trey wanted. If he wanted the help, I would have been there for him. He always had a place to live when he got out of prison. I kicked him out numerous times. Trey and I have a past. We did a lot of drugs together. I've got no shame in that. I was a young mother struggling with my own addiction and my own alcoholism and my own stuff, trying to keep him off of it, But he was emancipated at 15 years old. He did his own thing, but I still was bringing him food or bringing him money, or putting money on his books, or visiting him, doing whatever, because that was my boy. That was my ride or die son. I would have walked through fire for that child. My daughter and I have a different relationship than I have with my son. It's very caring and nurturing for the most part. She gets tired of my shit sometimes too. I don't talk to my daughter about her brother. That's just off limits. She grieves her own way. The last memory she has of her brother, he was in a total blackout, and it was nasty and it was ugly. And I just don't talk to Amanda about her brother at all, and that's okay. That's okay. There's other people I can talk to Trey about,
And we all have our own ways to grieve. And again, just like we said, there's no wrong way, man. And when it comes, except not to grieve. But that's the wrong way, is to not grieve, not to, because for me, most of my life, I internalized everything. I just kept everything in. I never showed my emotions. Prior to all this, I mean, I had that stone cold look all the time. Just like, I'll never forget people when I first started doing this stuff. I remember getting these posts saying, you have a nice smile or something, and I responded with, screw you, because I thought they were messing with me, and I was like, because I never heard that ever, because I had a friend of mine. She goes, "That's because you never smiled. You were always just angry every day, all day. I'd be at the clubhouse when I was riding with the club, angry. I was with the police department, angry. I was just angry, and I never even realized it. And it just takes over. And now it feels good to smile. It feels good. But at times, though, I do I fall back into, I don't really dwell on it as much, but I do think about Jerry and those guys where I almost feel guilty about being happy. And it's like,
Right.
no, that's what they'd want. And I got, just like you said with Trey, that's what he wants, to make sure you're okay, just like that dream.
Yeah, and it was so real, man. I mean, and just the bear hugs. He used to have the best bear hugs.
I remember you saying that.
And God, it was just so, I didn't want to wake up. Another thing that I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of self-care for myself, which I have never done. And I've done a lot. I've been ordering things on Amazon. I've never had money to do that, So I just rearranged. I did my whole bedroom, changed the whole thing around, ordered all these paintings, ordered a new comfort set, and I'm excited. I helped my daughter, and I'm not saying, bragging about it, but I spent over $1,000 on my grandkids, and I'm damn proud of that. I never could have done that 10 years ago. I was too busy getting crack or, it was normal to be driving down the highway at 4:00 in the morning, to go, that was normal, right? That was normal to do that. Or I have a license plate on the back of your car that didn't belong to the car. Okay. And being pulled over and having the crap between your legs and pray to God they were just going to let you go, which they did. And then you go home and do your thing. Right. There's just so many war stories that I've had that, I'm not saying, look at me. I spent $1,000 on my grandkids. No, it's look at me. I love my grandkids and I'll do anything for them, anything for them. And I helped with their school supplies and their school shoes and all that,
And that is something to be so damn proud of. And that stuff is that's what I love, man, because it makes you happy. It makes them happy. Yeah. And those are the stories I love to hear. And I say it all the time on here. I'll come on and talk about silly shit that makes me happy, because if it makes me happy, it's, I want to share it with someone else. And for, like you said too, in the past, that $1,000 would have been gone in like a couple hours. That would have been that'd be a couple nights of party done. Boom. Now it's gonna be, these memories are just gonna be flowing with it. So that is something to be very proud of.
Like my granddaughter, she wants to go to the skating rink or something, and these private parties they're not cheap. They're about $400 or $500, and my mom is expensive. You know what? Grandma's got it. Grandma's got it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We're going to get her that. We're going to get her that private party, and we're going to go to the skating rink because I can do that. Money to me, it just doesn't. You can't take it to heaven with you. So it doesn't. Door dashing's fine for me. I can spend money on cruises, or I can spend money on them, or I can book her a private party, and that's what makes me happy today. That's what's good for me, or just spending time with my grandson, Alex. He's just like his dad. He loves eating hot stuff. He'll love hot stuff. So he wants to take all the hot chip. No, we're not doing the hot chip challenge, Alex. Absolutely not. But we'll get some sour stuff or some hot stuff, and we'll challenge ourselves that way. Lacey, his other.
How old are the grandkids?
Oh, so Lacey is his oldest, and she's going to be 20, and she's in college. She's studying. She's going to major in biology, and she's thinking about being a forensic scientist, and that fits her because she's a nerd. She's a nerd. She just likes doing science stuff, and she's always been that way all of her life. I remember coming over to my house when she was a young kid, getting cardboard and just making houses with cardboard or painting or whatever. She's just been that way, And then Braylon, she is 12, and she is the sports fanatic. She's really good at basketball and soccer and all that. And then his youngest one's Alexander, and he's my little redheaded fireball.
He's little you.
Oh, goodness sakes. But he's like his dad too, though. The mannerisms that Alex does, I look at him, I'm like, God, that is just so Trey. And I'm glad He's 5. He's 6. Oh gosh, if he's watching this, he's gonna be grandma. He's 6. Just turned 6. And he's just a pistol, but I really I just, this is what makes me happy, is keeping my promise to him that I always have his kids in his life. Sometimes the curtain or something will move just for no reason, and Alex will look over me and goes, "Do you think that was Daddy?" I said, "I think it might have been. I think Daddy's here," or he'll find change. Alex, his son, or he'll find change. Did Daddy leave that change? I said, I don't know. He might have. So, I'm always going to keep Trey's memory alive in their lives. Always. Lacey, the oldest, I'm glad that I pushed that relationship. They were, Trey just wasn't a good dad to her. He was in and out of his addiction, in and out of jail. And I kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And I think the last 2 years before he passed, they had a good relationship, and when he passed away, I asked her, do you need me to go in there with you? She said no. And that made me feel so good. That she could go in there and tell her dad goodbye without me having to do it for her, And I wanted that relationship so bad. And I think that they got it. It may not be what I wanted, but it's what they wanted and what they had. And I'm just so glad that, and she wasn't calling him Trey anymore. She was calling him Dad.
Good.
Wow.
That's all I wanted. I didn't care if they ever had dinner together. I just wanted her to acknowledge him as her father. And she finally did. And so prayers were answered.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, that's it's coming to grips again when the time is right, and and it's just I tell you,
going on Tim Snyder. I love him too. Those two crowd that crowd over there. They're a hoot. They just crack me up.
Jim Bible's on here right now.
Yeah, there he Maddie Phyllis, Maddie OG Phyllis, Jim Leibel.
Yeah, Jim. They I just love that. I think I'm going. I gotta look. I think I'm going on with them Sunday. I think it's this Sunday. Yeah, I don't have to look. Yeah.
Hey Jim, if you're still on here, Jim, is Phyllis on your show Sunday?
Yeah. Ask me. I think so. I don't know. I'll have to check because Tim asked me, and I just picked a date. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I'd love it.
See,
you guys, this
sound like me now. I tell you, that's why I can't schedule anymore because I do just like you just did. Will you be on the show? Sure. You're gonna be on the show? Sure.
Manny and Lynn, it just helps me. You guys have no idea how much this helps me heal. Because I was still pissed off from yesterday. I'm like, I gotta let this shit go. This is one, I gotta let this shit go. And I'm like, God, I can't. And I text Lynn. I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be coming in, flying in. 5 minutes before we're going on.
Oh yeah, actually, because we were sitting there and I said, "Did you get anything?" And she starts checking. She goes, "Yep." She goes, "Read your last one coming in a few minutes. We got this." I go, "Well, let's get the studio fired up." And I go, "We'll just go on, and then as soon as you come out, we'll just go with it."
Yeah, exactly.
And sure. Well, you saw the antics. Yeah, what a good time to redo all the camera angles and. Group was taking over. And here's Phyllis in the green room just going, what the hell? Yeah, but coming in hot. And that's Phyllis Klaiber.
Coming in hot. So it's going to get easier, and it's going to keep getting easier, and softer. And I know Trey's around. Maybe not as much as I want him to be around, but I know he's around, and I see him through his kids mostly, and I'm keeping my promise to him, and the relationship I have with my daughter-in-law has improved tremendously, and I can have Alex anytime I want, anytime I want, I can have that kid. And I'm picking him up. Yeah. Next weekend we're doing what is it? what is it, trunk or treat now? You know,
Yeah,
when I
trunk or
was a
treat, yeah.
kid,
Oh,
yeah, when I
Halloween,
was a kid, we'd go from house to house to house to house.
No, no.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's trunk or treats now at the churches and stuff, and that's okay, you know. So
Mhm.
I'm taking him to 2 next weekend. So he'll probably have so much damn candy. His mom's, yeah, well, just save it. You'll be all right.
Oh, show her Lori's last comment. Is it out there?
Oh, hold on a minute.
For Phyllis.
Let's see. Lori says, and you are going to speak at the rally. That's an invitation. And that was from Lori.
You're going to speak it.
No,
I don't know. Is
I think
that,
she means for you.
well, because I plan on speaking anyways, Lori.
He was going to talk no matter what.
I'm
He
talking
came
No,
no
I
matter
didn't.
whether I'm invited or not.
Wow, Lori, I didn't know.
So, well, I guess Lori should have specified that
Yeah.
before I just put that up there.
And she might say, yes, Phyllis, no, man.
No, she probably said, yes, Manny, no, Phyllis.
No,
Yeah.
actually, here's the response right here.
I haven't got it yet.
Lori, you caught me off guard, girl.
She caught us all off guard.
Well, you know, I'll never say no to Lori. She knows that.
Good thing
I'll
you're
never say
sitting
no.
down. Got that one. No, man.
That was,
right.
that's what you call live TV.
Uh-huh.
And
Well,
Manny
you know,
and anyone else.
I'll tell you what, though, you know, I don't care whether you call your higher power God, Jesus Christ, whatever. It's Jesus Christ. I cannot get by one day without him. And there was a time I couldn't. I just couldn't. I'm like, no, this is not what we agreed on. We agreed on for you to fix Trey, like you fixed me. And I just could not. But then it got to a point, well, you have nothing else but to lean back on him. And when I finally said, okay, I surrender and I gave it all to him. And sometimes I like yesterday, if I'd given it all and I was in a spiritual fit condition, I would have went to that speaker meeting no matter what. But I was too high on my high horse. I'm going to stay mad and I'm not going. And got me nowhere. Got me nowhere.
Exactly. Just like you said. And what happened? I missed a very good speaker. So
yeah, and I've known Sue she's known me for 5 years. She's been in this home group with me, you know, so it hurt me. And, you know, God's got a sense of humor. You know, how'd that work out for you? I'm like, just be quiet right now.
How's that
I'm learning just be quiet right now. There was a time I would tell my sponsor, no, because God failed me. So I'll pray to the doorknob. Just, well, then pray to the doorknob, Phyllis.
You know, Phyllis, I was saying the same thing because I've always said I will never push my religion or political beliefs on anyone, you know, but I will deny my own or my faith. But I was at a roll one night and I said pretty much the same thing. I go, if you don't have faith, and whatever it is, whatever religion, faith yours is, as long as you have faith. And I go, I don't care if you have faith in a dead possum's asshole. You pray to that dead possum's asshole. And all of a sudden, one of our family members popped in and said, and she's from somewhere down south, and she got that accent. And she goes, Manny, she goes, I'm fixing to start a cult. We're going to pray to a dead possum's asshole. It was just like, and OG's just looking at me going, I don't know. I open my mouth and stuff comes out.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
But, you know, and I don't like I argued all the time about getting on my knees. I said, listen, man, I'll pray, but we're not doing the knee thing. I'm a Catholic and we're not doing that because it just brings back too many memories. I'm not getting up on my knees, sitting up, standing up, back on my knees. I'm not doing that, you know, but now I do. I mean, as soon as I get out of the bed, I hit my knees. And like this morning, I'll do a routine. I'll get on my knees. I'll go brush my teeth. I'll have some coffee. I'll make up my bed. I didn't do any of that this morning. I'm like, I ain't making my bed. I'm not praying. You know what I need, whatever, you know, the kind of mood I'm in. I'm still still pissed off. So no wonder my day didn't get better until I realized, well, you didn't pray. You didn't make your bed. You didn't get into some kind of meditations. You know, I'm reading the Bible right now, the book of John, and it's very, very interesting. I've never picked up the Bible ever. I mean, yes, in Bible studies and stuff like that, or when I was in jail or whatever, you know, it was a book to read, but now I'm really reading it. And there's a story that I don't know what if it was the woman at the well or I don't know who quite it is, but she just touched his hem and she had that much faith. When God said, "Who touched my cloth?"
Yes. Yep. Yep.
You remember that story?
Yeah, I do.
And
Who
that's
touched
I can
me?
relate to that because that's the faith I have. I'm holding on to his promises that I will see Trey again.
Hmm.
Yes, I know about my dad and all that, and I want to see my family, but I want to see my son again. I want to see my son.
Yeah, I'm the
Mhm.
same way. I start my morning every day on my knees, and Susie, my wonder dog DAWG, Susie, is just crazy. She's been doing this for the last couple of years now, where I grab my Bible and one time I said that she was in the other room, and I got up. I go, oh, gotta say my, time to say the prayers. And I walk in there, and I knelt down, and all of a sudden I filled the bed. And I looked, and she comes walking right over, laid down, and put her paws on my hand. And that's been a couple of years now. And now every morning she could be eating and I won't even say anything. She might be in a different room and I'm getting ready for work, getting dressed. Now walk into the bedroom. It could be a different time during the morning routine.
Yeah.
And that damn cat, she comes jumping in, walks right over and lays down and starts rubbing her head on my hand as I say my morning prayers. It's unbelievable.
Isn't that cool?
But I just like you though. There's times where the emotions start to get to you where you think, I don't need to see him this morning or something like that. How'd the rest of the day go for you? Just like yours, mine, same way. It's just like, it's like, you know what? I want to be angry for a little bit too. That way I'll feel better.
Yeah.
No, I just made me
It
feel
didn't
worse.
do me any good.
But no, I got you, man. You think I earned this right to be mad. I'm going to be mad as long as I want to be mad.
That's right.
Who just won?
I want to go start a fire so I can put it out. Because I'm used to all the chaos in my life. So when things are going normal, I'm like, this ain't, nope. I'm going to go start a fire. I remember there's one time Trey and I, and we were so serious about this. We planned on robbing a bank. We had it all planned out, out. I look back at it now, we would have been caught in 5 minutes. It would not have worked at all. At all.
This come about. I mean,
Trey, he held up a convenience store. Now get this, with a freaking BB gun that looked like an AK-47. But can you imagine the clerk? What he saw was this gun. He didn't know it was a BB gun. That's how
with you guys though with this conversation. Hey, man, sit down. I got to talk to you. I got an idea. Or was it you who saying, Trey, how did this happen?
About the bank. We were super stoned, and we just needed money, and we were going to put on these clown outfits and clown mask, and we were going to get away with it. The mother and the son team, and he was going to go in, and I was going to be the driver. Well, first of all, I don't drive fast, so that wouldn't have worked. I would have freaking probably gotten a wreck. The first turn that we took, I probably would have totaled the car right then and there, and we would have had a ran on foot. It just wouldn't have worked.
So it was a clown outfit. Well, at least it was a happy, kind of disguise.
Yeah. Well, when he did that, he was all over the news when he did it at this convenience store. I'm like, damn, Trey, why didn't you wear a clown mask or something? He had his hat on and with sunglasses. And I'm like, Amanda, please tell me this isn't your brother. Please tell me this isn't your brother.
So Mom, you were watching the news?
Yes.
Then you're like, then here's the response. Why didn't you wear a clown mask?
Like Trey, you're God Almighty. You think it could have done something, but and then the police were calling me when this happened and said that I was going to be accessory if I didn't turn. I had no idea where he was, but you damn right I went out there and went looking for him because I knew he was incoming somewhere in Georgia, and he went right past me, and then he knew it was me, and he stopped, and I ran to his car, and he says, "Mom, I'm going to be gone for a long time." I begged and begged him, Trey, please just turn yourself in. We're going to figure this out. Just turn yourself in, because he was armed. I mean, he was considered armed and dangerous. And
Sure.
I really thought that the police were going to kill him, so
Yeah.
it wasn't 30 minutes later, and the detective called me and he allowed me to go down there and bring him food and cigarettes and gave me like an hour with him and just
Oh,
talking to him and loving on him and tell him it was going to be okay. And, he had a very, very good lawyer. He was looking at 10 do 20 or 20 do 10, or he was going to do like 10 years. And of course, the enabling person that I am, I went and got all of his records because he was in a bad car wreck and we played that head injury game, because I'm his mom, right? So I'm going to I'm going to get my son out of this one. Trey could murder someone in front of me and I'm going to tell you, he didn't do it, and he got rehab. He got sent to a 9-month rehab for that. But he also, when he was on bond, when he was out on bond on these charges, and he also sold 85 ecstasy pills to some undercover police. Okay. And he was looking at a lot of time there, and he had to work for them for a while. He's gone now, so it don't matter. I guess, I don't know, snitching for them or whatever to try to get more people busted. But Trey would, he played their game. He never did that, he never did that. I mean, he would go ahead and play their game. But yeah, Trey, he's I can some stories, and he was just a thug.
I just love it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, Mom. We're gonna get clown masks. You're gonna drive. Well, let's see. Trey, I don't drive fast. And if I'm wearing a mask, I got to be careful. So we got to use the blinkers. We got to go the speed limit because I'm going to be wearing a mask. I can't see. I don't
know what we were thinking, I mean.
Vision of you guys sitting on the couch going, yeah.
Who finally decided not to do it?
Huh?
Who finally decided not to do it?
I did.
Okay.
I got too scared because I was like, no, because I'm not spending 25 years in prison. I can't do it.
No.
Oh man, that's that was a good one.
I mean, I think about it now and it's just like, what we were thinking. There was just no way that would have worked. There's no way.
And the thing is, people, they've accused me a few times of not taking shit serious, and I really don't care about what other people say about me. But I'll go back on some of the things I did, and while I was under the influence, and I tell you, some of it was some funny ass shit. I mean, funny, and I mean, the stuff where no one physically got hurt and stuff like that. I'm just talking about some of the crazy shit. It was like, oh my God, that was a riot. It's like, I can't believe I got away with this or that and everything else. And I keep always talking about this meme that a friend sent me. It said, this reminded me of you, Manny. And it said, in alcohol's defense, you've done some pretty screwed up shit, perfectly sober. It's like, yes, I have. But and it's okay to sit back and bring humor.
And that's what I do. I look back at some of the times that Trey and I had, and I had some really good times with my son. And we may have been whatever, There was one time, God, he talked me into doing some ecstasy. Okay. And I'll never do that crap again, but he did his thing. He was with his girl. I was in the bathroom. I'm not kidding. 5 hours. I painted the whole thing blue and I had the water running, and he's like, Mom, you've got to turn that water off, dude. It's been running for like 5 hours. I'm in the waterfall.
Yeah, I mean, again,
I'm in the.
And it's not like we're condoning drugs and stuff. We're just talking about
it's
things
just
that,
some of the shit I used to do. It's just
wow. And again, it's just being able to look at just times that instead. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to have some funny memories, even if they weren't in the best of conditions.
Exactly.
Instead of crying all the time, it's just being miserable and pain doesn't make recovery better. No, it doesn't. So, that I will say.
Yeah. I mean, and I do things still. I went on a big recovery walk, and I think it was in Huntsville. They're just recovery walk, and there was a guy that did a video because we had made this big poster. That's my daddy. And we made a poster with his pictures on it and stuff like that, and that he had passed on from addiction. And this guy did a video of us. So they all knew that I was bringing my son. My son's little boy there, and me and Katie and Alex went on this recovery walk. So the grandkids know that I'm very, very in the middle of the bed of recovery, and that I do a lot of things with them, take them on the picnics and stuff like that. I have no shame in my game. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't have, there's a lot of people that, that I guess go to AA or go to NA, and they have an AA sponsor, they have an NA sponsor. That would totally confuse me. Hell, they're saying I need to get a laptop because I'm on the advisory committee. I don't even know how to work a damn freaking mouse. Okay. And they want me to get a laptop.
I'm with you.
So I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work out. So I try to keep my life just really, really simple.
Pen and paper, baby.
Pen and paper. That's what I did. I wrote down I wrote down the names who's going to this reunion. I screenshotted it, and then I emailed it. Okay. So I'm like, I don't even have I haven't gotten a laptop yet. You're going to have to take what I got.
I love it. No, man. Hey, they can't joke around me being a dinosaur. I'm right there with you.
I didn't get in this year. I didn't get into Tutwiler this year. So, I was a little pissed off a little bit, but it is what it is. Hopefully I'll get in next year, but I'm still working with girls in recovery. I'm still doing this thing. I'm still teaching classes. I'm still with girls in recovery. Eventually I'll get back into the jail. I'm just, it's just, there's just not enough, time in my schedule right now. I try to keep it simple. I don't dash at night anymore. For one, I think my eyes are getting worse, and there's just no reason for it. I can't dash this grief away.
No,
I just can't.
You got to take care of you, man. And just like we always say, it's not selfish. Without you, you're everything that you just described. Those wonderful moments with the grandkids and the plans and all that.
Yeah,
they need grandma around, and but man, it's just. Phyllis, it's always so good to talk to you. And
I miss you guys. I'd love to fly out there for like a weekend, just do a quick weekend, come out there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come home Sunday or something. I got the money. I make the money, right?
Yeah, well, I tell you, it's just, just like when we got to chit chat with you at the rally and all that. It's just, it's great doing this. It's great seeing all of our amazing people that post and comment. It's so nice. But that time at the meet and greet, getting to meet you guys and at the rally, it's just and now like
absolutely.
So,
I heard they're looking for the that girl. God, I can't remember her name. The one that OD'd. Yeah. I don't know how she's doing. I know there was a time not too long ago that her mother was looking for her again. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping that she's still with us, as far as I know, she still is. And, if I ever come across her again, I'm still going to try to get her to come over to our side,
Well, here, this is, we'll end it with this here for you, Phyllis. And that's from Lori. It says, "Let's go. I will drive."
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. I will drive. I take that back. That wasn't the last. To answer your question, her name is Kelly.
Kelly.
They found her last week. And
good.
She is with us. So
cool.
She's
alive. Okay.
Yes. So
I tried so hard to get her to come to Sisters United, but she just wasn't having it.
Not ready.
Well, like you said,
not ready.
Like I was just gonna say, when she's ready and
exactly.
I tell you, man, thank you so much for spending some time
thank
with
you
us.
guys. Thank you. Seriously.
And, I didn't see anything back from Jim, so he must have popped off already. But
Yeah. I'll
it's
check with
usually Sundays.
Tim. Yeah, I'll check with
Yeah,
Tim.
and we'll
Yeah.
be looking for you too. So if you're on
All
there, we'll
right.
jump on there and
Yeah.
we'll heckle you.
Absolutely.
Well, listen,
She wouldn't
man,
have it any other
Yeah.
way.
again,
No.
thank you. You know, we love you, and
I love you guys.
so
Thank you for
happy
having me.
Oh, you'll be back.
Always a pleasure.
You'll be
Oh,
back.
definitely. Definitely.
Good. Have a great weekend.
All right. You too.
All right, love ya.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye bye now.
Bye-bye now. What a sweet lady.
Oh,
What
that
a
was a
sweet
good.
lady.
A
Hey,
lot
what a
of big
speaker.
comments.
Yeah.
Melissa and Vincent
Yeah.
and another Melissa, Lori,
Trisha.
Trisha.
Trisha,
Yep.
Christy, yeah.
Melissa. I already said Melissa.
Cousin Tony.
Jim, cousin Tony.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, it's grief is grief, man. It doesn't matter what it's regarding. If
Mhm.
it's someone's illness, a loss of someone, I mean, whatever you're grieving, it's real, and there is no time frame on it. I mean, it is what it is. So that's like when people tell you, just like when they told me my mom about my dad, oh, it gets easier, or you'll get or no, not easier. They said you'll get over it as time goes by. And like I said, I was pissed off and stuff. Sometimes people want to say the right thing, don't know what to say, and they mean well.
Yeah, put their foot in their mouth.
Yeah, and they feel terrible.
Mhm.
So that's why now I handle things a lot different than I used to.
Mhm.
But Donald Blow. Donald, just in time.
For us to say goodnight.
Good night, folks.
No, one of the things she was talking about, and I have a lot of refrigerator magnets that have a lot of sayings, and it just helps me to see all these things. And one is if you're going through hell, keep going.
Yeah, keep on going.
Don't stop. Build a tent. Park your car there and stay there. Keep going.
And there's actually a country song, and I can't, but it was just that, man. Keep going.
Similar thing. Keep going.
You get
Through
to
the
the other
trouble.
side.
Yeah.
What is this? Hold on 1 minute. Lori. Yesterday, my daughter and grandson both went to rehab. My daughter went out of state. You know what? That's I kind of chit chat a little bit with Lori. I needed some time to kind of process.
Yeah.
And now that you brought that up, that is, I told Lori, better them going there
Mhm.
by you
Mhm.
than being taken to the morgue by EMS.
Mhm.
So, and this is just step one, man. God bless them. They definitely are in our thoughts and prayers. And
Oh yeah.
that's considering the alternative, man. God bless them. And Donald said late work night.
Okay.
There you go.
Somebody's got to do those awful shifts.
And Trisha Gibson, this is for Lori.
Prayers for them. Yeah.
Prayers for them from our one and only lovely Trisha.
And that's what this family does.
Our
Them
family is the
support.
best, man. I
Them
tell you,
love.
they are absolutely the best. Hardest day of my life.
And,
And you know what? It's like when she brought up,
she wants to
brought
share.
up-
By the way, she wants to come on sometime. We'll talk to her. After.
Oh yeah, like I said, I
Yeah.
jumped on. It must be Tim. I'm assuming.
I'm assuming Talking Trash. Hey, Tim.
Talking Trash podcast. We were just talking about that as well because Phyllis said
Klaiber.
she's going to be on your show. She thinks Sunday.
Yeah.
So we were kind of pushing that, but Jim wasn't on anymore. So we didn't want to put the wrong day.
Yeah. Reach out to Phyllis.
So
Remind her.
Phyllis was wondering if it's
Phyllis
Sunday or not.
Klaiber.
So if you'd like to post, if it is Sunday, because right now I'm not sure if she's still watching.
We'll share
But
with
for
her.
everyone else, she did share that she's going to be a guest on your
Talking
show.
Trash, yeah.
So if you want to post if she's Sunday or not, she believes that she's supposed to be a guest on your show this coming Sunday.
There.
So
So there.
um,
Check your calendar.
yeah. And
Oh, what? And what?
what is today? The 17th.
Today's the 17th.
Isn't Tim coming on our show?
Monday, the 20th.
Well, there you go.
Tim and Will.
And Tim, I'm going to take that's you. He did respond. So this
She's on
coming
Sunday,
Sunday, Phyllis Klaiber will be on Talking Trash Recovery with the gang. So don't miss out on Phyllis and Talking Trash this coming Sunday night and this coming Monday,
6
the
p.m.
20th. You're going to have the one and only Tim Snyder is going to be
And
on
Will.
My Fight, Our War. And Will.
And Will.
Oh, I didn't know he responded. So, and Will. So
What's
there
Will's
you
last
go.
name? I don't know what his last name, but whatever.
So
Yeah,
it's gonna be a busy weekend.
Or Tim.
Phyllis Klaiber, Sunday night, Talking Trash. Tim and Will, Monday night, 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern time, with us. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a great weekend and a great way to start the week with Tim and Will.
Yeah.
But that was I got an idea. We're gonna rob a bank. We're gonna wear clown masks. You drive. And well, that's not a good idea because I obey the speed limits and I don't speed. And let's see, you're gonna be wearing a clown mask. Who would ever suspect anything? Oh man.
It's amazing what drugs will do to your brain. I got this great idea. Hold my beer.
What
kind
is
of thing.
Tim? So Willie's headline.
Oh, okay.
Willie is
Willie's headlining the show.
looking forward to being on. And Lori fires up with I love y'all.
Like
And
y'all.
we love y'all too. And Phyllis is still here. And Phyllis, we just confirmed
You are on Sunday.
Talking Trash this coming Sunday night. So we will be watching for you. Donald Blow says Halloween, best night. Well,
yeah.
not really.
The things
The
around
best
here.
night
Oh,
is the day before, which is October 30th, which is the best night.
absolutely. There's a
Because
major holiday.
That's Devil's Night. Which,
But it's-
well, now it's been renamed here in Detroit.
It's Angels'
For those of you, I'm not sure, around the United States, around the world, October 30th, I've always grown up, in Detroit as October 30th being two things. One, Devil's Night, and two, my birthday. And
Yeah.
how fitting being born on Devil's Night. My mom would tell me all the time, she goes, you were born on Devil's Night? And someone else's birthday is also in October.
Me. My birthday's October
I
29th.
was born at Rocket.
Oh, well, he and I can share a birthday. Yeah, you're
Rocket and the Sunflower, October
Exactly.
29th.
Yeah, October 29th.
Phyllis, I need you to come to my house. But that was from
That's a conversation
Lori.
between Lori and
That was not me. I did not just ask Phyllis to come to my house. That was from Lori.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
They're conniving together, putting their
What
heads
does it
together.
say?
Two powerful women. Oh, that could be dangerous.
Lori's okay. We have a Love You Fest going on.
Yeah, I see.
Well, that's
That's good.
because that's what this family's about, man. And we got that with Talking Trash and our gang over there, Donald Blow, the whole crew, man. And it's been a great night with Susie, a fellow DAWG, made you look thin.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at her. You could fit a football in her mouth. I swear to God, she yawns and her mouth is just that big. And her head is just, I mean, she's something else. But thank you guys. It's been a great Friday night. Appreciate it. There's a lot going on with My Fighter War. There's a lot going on with all you guys.
Be safe, be peaceful.
We will be sharing a lot of stuff with you guys as we go along. And like I said, be watching this coming Sunday night for Phyllis Klaiber and the Talking Trash crew Sunday night, and Monday, October 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Look for Tim and Will to be on our show.
Mm-hmm.
So love you guys so much. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Remember, addiction's only a word, not a death sentence. And keep fighting the good fight.